Hello. So I realized something, um, and I realized that I have actually spent a lot of years working on something, many things, and much of those many things were actually all targeted toward the inside of me, my emotional well-being, my mental well-being, my physical well-being. So I had to focus on myself as a unit, one unit, and then unravel like a big ball of yarn or twine. Um, and every strand of that yarn or twine had to be unraveled like cords that had been tangled up over years. Um, Growing up, we used to have areas where we would have lots of cords like that, and we'd have to untangle them, or our mother would make us throw them away. So that's what it was like unraveling myself. And I figured out a particular way in which I operate as a person. And I understand all around me, generally speaking. So what I ended up doing, not intentionally, knowing I was going down the amount of routes that my abilities here can actually, I don't know, where they can take me to. Um, I developed a situation in which there there was so many times that I had tried something and then began picking up a pattern about it, recognition, my own form of pattern recognition. And what I would do is I would continuously find that I was getting a sum, something in an equalizer, something that was equal to something. So a sum. And because of that, it triggered me to think that there was an equation, meaning there was a problem, a mathematical problem, or question that needed to be answered and defined. And that within that problem, there were variables each time that I would come up with the same or similar answer, traveling down a completely different lane in which I was practicing and trying and learning new avenues and routes, different wavelengths, pairs, individually. There are different ways in which I had chose to do so. Simultaneously, I was doing the exact same thing inside of myself, for myself. So just as kind as I am to my inner speakings and feelings and thoughts to myself, is as kind and an understanding is to what I end up producing in the other realm in which I'm speaking about things, which is the mathematical equation that I found because I kept finding sums. So because I kept finding the sums, I had to be realistic and rationalize the situation and say, hey, if there's a sum that continuously pops up, it's coming from somewhere. Where is it coming from? Then I had to go through a lot of training and practicing and observing and doing it over and over and over again. I would have to find out where I started to see continuums when it came to looking for the sum that I was looking for each time, and according to which lane I was traveling in to reach which goal in particular that I had in mind. Now, because I found the sum that told me that there was a mathematical problem, which told me there is possible, there's a solution that can be derived from this problem. I also then had to consider the fact that was either one or multiple variables, and in different places at different times. what that did is it indicated to me that there was then a system, that there was something operating off of an actual system here in this realm that I'm speaking of, and of controlled issues. And that system gave way to me to understand that I had developed an actual metric system for emotions. And though I didn't know that that was possible, I knew that it was and is possible to actually reverse the effects. Well, I don't know that you can reverse the actual effects once something has happened and or damage has occurred, or breakage or something along those lines when it comes to the human body. However, I do think that I do feel that I can say that you can actually, if you can learn to internalize this yourself and apply these same methods to your feelings, your emotions, your mental state, your mental health, your physical body, the way that you treat it, the mind body respect that I always speak of, thanks to my brother. He actually told me about that at a time I needed to listen to him, and I did very thoroughly. And I didn't say anything back either. I didn't say anything back. I didn't have a place to stand. And so I listened to him. And there is a mind body respect that has to go on, like I often use the bike chain as figuratively speaking when I'm referring to the mind body respect and the rotation of the human body and the functionings of the organs and so on and so forth. So if once I was able to grasp a hold of all of these different components and ideas that I had put together and traveled with in here, traveled with in my when I go to sleep at night, when I'm happy, when I'm awake, when I'm sad, when I'm unaware, when I'm unsure, when I'm feeling just a little bit more bashful, when I'm feeling like a heavy sense of discernment has come around me, working within me. Whatever the emotion is that you cannot create an emoji for, unless you are able to create the words that actually are able to describe what such a feeling may actually sound like if you just displayed the visual of it. That is really, really difficult to do. And I think it is quite interesting that in the way in which I figured out how to do that. So I just wanted to share that with everybody today. And everybody, you have a good day. I'll be back on camera again sometime soon.